so happy to be back. We are back to talk about the second episode of what JoJo made me watch. The second episode of The Glory. I really wish they would have season after season, but I know it's not going to go. That's not going to happen. But, we're just on episode number 2. Okay. So we're going to talk about it today with my great brother Jonathan. I did make him read this one, not read, look at this one.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, but let us go ahead and get it started. It is the light of the Leo. That's me. Let's go.
Let's do it. When you started out, I really thought you were going to give us some Vogue. Like you put your hands up like this. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't catch the memo, girl. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Ow!
Yes, we are here to talk about The Glory. Now, of course, just to start this off, The Glory is basically one of my favorite shows I've watched over and over again, and I made Jonathan watch it. It just is what it is. Are you right here? No, you're right here. I made Jonathan
Yes.
watch it. All right. So let's start from the beginning. Oh gosh, and I can't stand silence. Hold on. Let me get some music. So starting in the beginning of episode number 2, we first start to see how our homies, excuse me, our bullies have turned out uh where they are now. Let me get this music going and then we'll talk even further. Were you surprised at the different places that they achieved or like where they are now?
It's so interesting that all of them are in completely different places. Every single one of them have a completely different job. Some of them are in places that you wouldn't expect them to be, especially the old girl at the dry cleaners. I was like, okay,
Yes. Uh
okay.
old girl from the dry cleaners, that is Miss Flight Attendant herself. She is Choi Hae Jung, and she apparently was not one of the rich gals.
Clearly, clearly.
So she's out dipping it and doing it. Did you see what she did at the dry cleaners?
I definitely did. Because when she grabbed the dress and she looked at it, I was like, she gonna steal that dress. She gonna take it. And then she had the nerve to try walking up to those girls. Did you see the way that she was walking? It's like she couldn't move in that dress
It
at
was
all.
so tight, and
Like,
turns out it was one of their dresses. The artist, it was one of their dresses, and they
'cause-
actually set the chick up with the dress. Lisa Ra, the artist, it was her dress. They set her up. They said, "I told you." Her and Weather Girl, they're like, "I told you that if you put this at the cleaners, she gonna walk out wearing it. Watch it."
and when because I didn't really pick up on everything during the scene. I didn't realize that it was old girl's dress until at the end she apologized for it and the girl said, well, you stretched it out, so you can keep it. I was like, oh,
Ooh,
okay.
okay. And also Lisa, the artist, she purchased drugs, the weed, the wacky weed from Sung
Yes,
Mangoon.
yes.
Sung
I
Ming
think
Oh, he's the one that had the ponytail.
yes, he's the one with the hair. I'm thinking he's going to be my favorite male character.
Mm.
I really like his personality, his kind of carefree type of thing. When I don't want to get too far ahead, but when we saw him later in the episode, at his store, the way that he kind of alluded to the fact that it was his, but then old girl realized that it really wasn't his at all, and he's just kind of stunting on her or whatever. But I do like the way that he carries himself, and he wants better for himself. I can tell that he really
And
does
he's
want better for
attractive.
himself. Okay. And so that's why he caught my eye, y'all. Okay, and I think that's why he's one of my favorites in the show. Okay, so work with me, y'all. Work with me.
We
Okay.
understand.
Um, okay. Yes. So, but I really love the fact that he's really truly who he is, and I just hope that he finds himself by the end of this series.
Series, yes. And in that very same store, out of all the bullies, there were two people that were kind of like just regular as far as money wise. It was him
Hmm.
and
Flight
the
attendant.
flight attendant.
Gotcha.
So they're the ones that didn't really have much. And I don't know, as you basically make it farther into the episode, they did refer to him as still as what's his name, Lapdog.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
Moon called him. Still his
Wow.
lapdog. Jae
That's what she called
Jeon
him.
Jae-chun.
That's what she called him in this episode. She called him
Yes.
"Oh boy's lapdog." Yes. Okay.
Yes. So basically, he's been like that ever since, forever. And also in the beginning of this episode, our brother girl, Park, what is her name? Our brother girl, Park Yeonjin, she was
Hmm.
like having hot relations with. Did you see their hot relations
I definitely did. I
with
definitely
Jaejeon?
did.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
who was he? I'm not understanding who. He's not her husband, is he?
No, no, no,
Okay.
he's not.
I didn't think
I
he
don't know if you
was.
remember, but after she got off his lap,
Hmm.
they talked to he asked how's the wedding plans going.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
So,
And then she said he won't marry her because he doesn't want to be seen out in public with her or something of that nature.
child, I don't know, but you'll get more information about the true nature of the relationship as the time goes by, but that is a great introduction to who they are as together as one.
Okay. I'm having a little bit of an issue with the men in the show because they all look so similar. And unless they're like, talking or whatever, I really have a hard time telling them apart.
Mhm.
So that's the only struggle that I'm having watching the show. But other than that, it's good.
I promise you, this is being that this is just your second episode. As you start to get more of their personalities, it will become just like that. You'll
Like
have no
second
problem with
nature.
it. Exactly.
Okay.
So, do you remember the travel agent that was helping out Moon because they were basically going. Moon was going through Facebook to see how catch up with everybody, see what they're doing in
Hmm.
their lives. Do you remember the travel agent?
Wasn't that the same girl who worked with her? Because she looked like the same girl that was working with her. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Same girl.
Hmm.
They stayed homegirls.
Yes. And I love the fact that they stayed in touch. I really do.
Absolutely.
And you know
That's
what's so funny to me?
mhm.
This might be out of context, but what's so funny to me is that what is the main girl's name again?
Moon. You can call her Moon.
Moon. Okay, so I am seeing Moon really act like her bullies a lot when she's in scenes,
Hmm.
especially with Oh Boy who was the lapdog. The way that she was talking to him was quite sinister in a way.
Yeah.
Um, she likes to smile the way Miss Weathergirl does when she talks, and um, I find it so interesting that we accept it from her, but we hate it from the other girl. But we do that because we know the story. So,
Exactly. I've never really thought about it that way. That is amazing. But you do what you know.
right, exactly. And
And
so
that's what you came for.
when when she wants to have that effect, she knows that that's what she needs to do to have that effect.
Exactly. Because she wanted to get to him for a reason.
Mm,
Foreshadowing. Okay.
yes.
Um, and then there was a moment where she was in the library. So many small moments make up to mean so much more in the future. But there was a moment she was in a library, actually sitting down reading stuff. I don't know. Do you remember the dude that was on the other side of the bookshelf?
Was that the same man that ended up in the hospital with her?
No, not this time. It
Okay.
was the same man that our weather girl was about to marry.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And if you didn't see the book kind of books that he was trying to look at was how to play Go. Okay. Okay. This is why I
Wow.
love these conversations because I
Okay,
love being
yeah.
able to point out the small things to you. So yes, he was in there and she was in there at the same time. There's no way he knows who she is.
No.
But there's a huge chance she knows exactly who that man is because of all the pictures that they posted on Facebook. And then she over here getting angry. What, they
Right.
migrating over to Instagram? Now I need to learn something else. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no.
You know she knows who he is. Of course she does.
And she's there for a reason. So, she's tutoring, working hard for the money. So hard. And what about that boy that she was tutoring?
He asked her where you get that shirt from. It look even better if it was off your body, honey. Okay, and I love the way that she turned it around on him. Yeah, your mom has been listening to this entire tutoring sessione. This will be
Okay.
the last sessione amongst us.
Okay.
I will be exiting. Good luck on your test, brother boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye. And he was dumbfounded and confused. He thought he had somebody.
Right. And the thing is, like, he was really cute. Like, he was a cute little boy. But
Mhm.
that ain't gonna get you what you want, especially if you approach someone in such a nasty,
And I
vulgar
mean
way.
nasty, nasty little boy.
Like, he
And
just knew he was gonna get her. Like, he just knew he had all the
exactly.
confidence in the world that that was his.
But you know what? Of course, being that she's been tutoring him, of course she knew what was going on. And she said, I'm gonna just call your mama real quick
Because she
and
saw
let
it
her hear
coming.
in this. Oh yeah, she knew what was up.
She saw it coming.
Okay. And she said, this is my last time. And apparently tutoring has been getting her where she need to be. All
Right.
right. So of course, when she got finished tutoring, she passed out in the road in the streets. And she ended up in the hospital. And
Yes.
so what did you notice at the hospital?
I noticed the young man in the stretcher that was next to her. I didn't really understand why he was there.
Hmm.
I wasn't really like he told the nurse what medications to give him, but
Yeah.
I don't know exactly again why he was there. So that's the only
So
thing that I noticed that they were there together.
the thing that they said was he got beat up and he was in a fight that night.
Hmm.
And then all they kept on saying ever since this happened, the person keeps on showing up on the news and I guess it's making him mad or something like that.
Okay.
You'll
Okay.
understand more about that in the future because they haven't really said much of why he would be swinging, getting drunk and swinging at people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Okay. Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
that's why he was all bruised up and everything, and that's why he was there. They brought him there, and just to make sure you know, his mother is the director at that particular hospital, and he's an intern.
He's an intern there. Yes.
So that's why when the doctor was like, and the nurse was like,
Keep it
I
on the low.
know,
Right. Yeah.
I know. So they kept that to each other, but I don't know. It just seems like he knows this Dunga Moon girl. You know what I'm saying? Because when he,
It seems like he does. It really does seem like she's familiar to I don't I'm that's the thing that I'm confused about. What is drawing him to this girl?
yeah,
That he really wants to help her out. Like he saw that she didn't make good grades or whatever the case might be, so he wanted to be her tutor. He taught her to play that game. What's it called? Go.
go, go.
He taught her to play that game. It's like, it's almost like an angel, like, just comes
Yeah.
out of thin air and just wants to help you. It's interesting.
And
And
just know it will all become clear in the future.
gotcha,
That's
gotcha.
and that's how they do it. You just come in there with questions and then they eventually like tell you what's going on.
And
But
that's what I like.
yeah. They eventually you see how they were playing Go. They played through season to season. Like spring came like 3 times. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah. I saw it. I saw it snowing. I saw the bright sun in the spring. Yes, I did notice that.
Flower petals falling to the ground. Like, dag nabbit, they've been playing. So after that is the wedding. The wedding of our weather girl. Her name is, I know the last name is Park Young Jin.
Mm,
She got married to her construction rich man's um and his name is Ha Dong Young.
okay.
And all of her besties, well, best bully friends, were
Hmm.
there.
In attendance.
Did you see the dude that she was having sex with literally like a couple of scenes ago? Did you see how he was looking?
I did. And I was like, initially, I was like, I wonder who he is. But then once you said who he was, I was like, oh, that's who he is. I remember seeing his face, but I didn't know who he was at the time.
That's why they gave him the big old close up. And I forgot to mention she was itching as she was going on Facebook. You know, scratching her sores and that not sores, but her burns. They were still itching. Now I never knew burns to itch like that for so long.
And also noticed her itching it another time, but that's at the end of the episode, so we can't get to that just yet.
But she be itching, unfortunately. And of course it's like a constant reminder of what she's doing and why she's doing it.
Exactly.
Ciao. Okay, so the girl at the shop. Okay, so one thing I needed to mention. Do you remember the girl at the shop? She was short and they were literally like pushing her around.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, which is the same girl that what is her name? Park Young Jin. Yeah, the same girl that Park Young Jin was basically kind of pushing her around,
Hmm.
basically measuring her clothes, making sure she was going to be looking good on the TVs.
Right, right.
Do you remember the last girl that was in that gymnasium when Moon came up in there and gave her last goodbye, telling them
Yes, yes, I do.
that's her?
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. See, it's all coming together for me. Thank you so much.
Yes, I knew I'd be giving you a whole bunch of revelations
You do, you
as we
do.
do this. But while she was at the studio, she had somebody to write her scripts. Apparently over there, all the other all the other meteorologists or rather ladies, they write their
Mhm.
own scripts, but she had somebody to do it. And then she said, "Do you have a passport?" No. Well, get one and figure out where you want to go. And she's like, "Oh, really? Thank you." And then she turned to the girl that she's been bullying all her life and
Right.
said, "You see, now I'm a god to her."
I'm a god to her. Just throw around a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That'll get you whatever you
that'll
want.
do. Child, that
Like,
half crooked smile that child be doing be bothering me. It does like, ooh, like
but you know
she's
what? Like
evil.
the way that this series is going, I know that that's something pretty significant, and I
Yes.
know it's probably going to come back around, and I cannot wait for it to come back around.
Oh Lord. So the the dude, what's his name? Jeon Jejong, he was slapping old boy around, the man you like, slapping
Hmm.
him around, like
And that's
just
who's the that's who he's a lapdog for, right?
yes, and
Gotcha.
just kept on saying you got to know your place, which is
Hmm.
like it's just so sad to me. But
You
apparently
know,
he's been going
sad
through
to
this.
me.
Hmm?
You know, it was sad to me.
You're just happy to see good looking people, I guess.
Of course, always.
So we go back, we see the Moon and Jo Young Jung in the actual hospital.
Hmm.
Then we see him in the same class as her,
Right.
just like kind of
He
top to
doesn't even go
bottom.
to that school, does he?
No, he out of school.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
a resident, intern
Right.
at doctor,
At the at
and
the at the hospital, right?
yeah. So and then she walks out, and I don't know if you remember this scene, but he was standing there, and she like kind of
She
lit
walked
up and
right past him, right past him. I was like, oh, I felt so sorry for him in that moment.
yeah.
Like,
But I didn't feel too sorry for him because she knew exactly what she was doing, and she just ignored the man. She just didn't
because
know who he.
once she walked away with the man that she was walking with, she looked back for him.
Okay,
Okay.
she was
Yes.
like,
You
"Who's
know,
this man?"
right. I still see you.
Okay. Now, they did bump into each other, at the Go Park, and then of course we already talked about it. He tutored her and Go. She wanted to beat somebody. Thoughts? What do you think may come of that?
I love the fact that she told him, "You're not the one that I want to beat." So I know that that conversation will continue. I'm assuming that he
Hmm.
will be aware of her entire plan at some point in time. I don't know exactly when that will happen, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to get closer, which I am very excited for because I
Yeah,
love to see this girl get some love in her life.
somebody.
Um, right. But I'm interested to see how he's going to react to her plan because I don't think he sees the sinister in her, and
Mhm.
I'm hoping that it doesn't scare him off.
We shall see. Um, so after that, being tutored for season after season, years apparently, she mentioned in a voiceover that the weather girl Park Yeon Jin, she went ahead and had a baby.
Had a baby. Mm-hmm.
She mentioned that, and she got those expensive behind green shoes for her birthday from her husband, now
Right.
husband. And it's from the conversation that they had while she was sitting on top of that the
That
bathroom thing,
sink.
that
Oh.
sink. It sounded like her husband don't like her friend.
Well, it also sounds like she doesn't like when he's hanging out, and he was like, the girls that were out there would just be ugly. And then she said, so if they were pretty, you would go out there, and he didn't even answer that question. And I
What's
was
the
like,
point in
oh,
answering it? It's like,
oh, okay, all right. So
but
I
it's still
see
a petty
what
question.
going on here. This seems to be a marriage of convenience. I just don't know where the convenience comes in for the man. I don't know if he just wants to be married to this beautiful woman. I don't know if he's just. I don't know if that's just what his goal has been all of his life. A lot of people want to get married for a long time, and so maybe that's what it is. But I want to know what she's giving to him that he needs to be married to her.
I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say it.
Oh, okay.
Your thought process about him. The only reason why you can say that now is because you don't know too much about him.
Hmm.
But I promise you, there's nothing underlying with him.
Okay. He keeps it funky.
Yes, and being that he's a businessman, he
Hmm.
pretty much ignored the question because it's just like, what are you talking about? Like,
Right.
come on.
Like, why would you ask me? You know what my answer's gonna be, girl. Like,
Okay,
yes,
so
of course
like,
I'll
what?
be there, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
No, not that. It's
Oh,
just that like it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
well,
I
yeah,
have
yeah, okay.
you. Why are we doing this? You know, that's what I
Oh,
mean.
okay.
So that's why I believe he ignored that. Like, come on now.
So he really
Okay.
loves her.
So
Oh no. Okay, okay.
so you saw her smoking cigarettes and how he on late dead.
Mm-hmm. And,
Yeah,
and,
so
and
so
then,
that's a new pick.
but she only stopped when the baby came running up. That's the only thing that stopped her. Yeah, right.
Golly. But the baby girl, she is so cute though. She
Ain't
really
she?
is. Um, all right. So in that conversation, the flight attendant lady, they said that she spilled the beans. And I don't know if you saw that in her eyes as she had the cigarette right here. She was
Right.
they were like, so what did she say?
What did she say about moi?
Did she say anything about me?
Little old me. What could she have possibly said about me?
And then of course her worries are dispelled when she said, oh, she said she made better grades than you.
Right.
Oh, well, they're always
Yeah,
talking about me, they
she
always
said
hate
she
me.
said that happened just once. How does that happen just once? Somebody make better grades than you.
All right,
Child.
girl. All right, let's see. We already talked about old girl stealing from the cleaners.
Hmm.
Oh, and they were saying to the flight attendant, know your place.
Right.
And
and and
then
and and then and then she crying and stuff, right? So she got to make this a moment. You know what I'm saying? She got to make this a moment. Oh, she just got a gift from her friend, and she's crying, and she's. I was like, master
she put it on
manipulate right
Instagram.
there.
She
Master
put it on
manipulate.
Instagram. It's like
I
she
see
has
what you're
tears
doing.
because she was found out for stealing and not having no money. Now we gotta get go on Instagram. Thanks for this gift from my friends.
That you got by default.
And one of the pictures had a tear like coming down right here, and
One
she
of them had a tear, right?
like,
Girl.
what is going on? This chick is
I don't
crazy.
but now I see why you hang out with what a girl. Now I see why you hang
Yeah,
out with her and that other girl. Child.
ciao, ciao. It's just really sad to me. All right, and so wait, I put sad waiting on her. I didn't write the rest of that. All right, anyhow, next, as you can see, I got notes, y'all. I came real prepared today.
She came prepared today, y'all.
So when Donggung Moon walks into the store, The store belongs to the man that Park Young Jin was having hot relations with.
Yes. Yeah.
That's his
Oh,
big.
okay. Okay. Okay.
That's
Okay.
his store, and
Gotcha.
I don't know if you noticed. Speaking of him, what was his name? It's not Ha Young. It's Jung Jae Jung.
Hmm.
So as you can see, he was putting in contacts, and the
Right.
contact had red in the
Had a
middle.
red in the middle. Yeah.
Yes, and he was always putting in eye drops.
Hmm.
Just remember that.
Okay.
All right. So when Moon Dongyeon came into the store, it was just the bad boy that we love. He was in there, and old girl that that they used to bully, and she was trying on literally. I don't know if you noticed that it was literally the same shoes.
The same green shoes. Yes.
Yes, that Yeonjin Park. To be
Because
honest,
the thing is, they didn't show the shoes until like she actually sat back down and he started talking to her, and I was like, "Oh, she got them green shoes on. I don't even need to see
yeah.
them."
And this
Yeah.
this is my thing though. I never noticed that they had the same shoes. I never noticed all these times of watching it. Apparently, I wasn't paying that much close attention. But I'm like, wait, hold on. Why did she have those shoes? Okay.
But when I saw Miss Weather Girl's husband give her them green shoes,
Hmm.
I immediately remembered them from the time that Moon walked up to the little girl in the first episode.
With those
I
shoes.
immediately saw that.
And he was like nice to her. But it was like he was, you could
He
tell he was
was
trying to
nice to
give
her.
off.
That's why I
Yeah.
liked him so much because he was being nice to her. And it's like he wasn't like being 100% nice to her because there was still that little slickness in him, giving her that back talk a little
You
bit.
still,
But
girl.
he's treating her the best as far as her bullies are concerned. Out of all the other bullies, he's treating her the best, and I appreciate that. I give him credit for that.
Yeah. I think it was more because he wanted her to believe that he was here and not where he really is.
Right. And the thing is, I don't even think she cares about that. She
Of
doesn't
course
care about
not.
his status.
No,
She doesn't care where you are in like. Well, I don't think she really cares about him really in general.
no. And I
But
believe that's why she went to him first.
mm,
Oh
and I
we.
think he's the most unlike the other bullies because he seems like he could have a mind of his own. He seems like he does have a little bit of a mind of his own, and he wants to do his own thing. And I'm really confused as to why he was in that bullying group. I don't know if it's because of the man that he was the lapdog for, if he was just stuck in there just by
I
default
think
because of
so.
him.
Cause think
Um,
about high school. Like you are friends, friends with somebody that has a lot of status and money.
mhm.
It's like you tolerate a lot. And to
Yeah,
be honest, the reason why he has, an apartment to live in and all that stuff is because of him, because he's hired help. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Um, but yeah, he recognizes Moon as soon as she walks in. Did you see the face of a little girl when she walked past her? When Moon walked past her.
After he pushed the working girl now, after he pushed her out the way, okay, and then yes, I did see that.
That was child. Yeah,
Bullies gonna be bullies.
but bullies, and they're gonna remain bullies.
Hmm.
Okay. But of course, all these people will continue to remain important to all of this show here. So, let's see. And of course, I wrote down. You see old girls' faces, faces that she was making.
Yes,
Now I
like
want
she
to
was
ask
plotting and
you.
planning her darn self.
Okay. So you remember when she was talking to this dude or whatever? She was at a restaurant with this man,
Hmm.
and he had this gold Rolex on.
Yes, I did not recognize who that man was.
Okay. So the reason why you don't recognize him because he's actually somebody that she has met, of course,
Hmm.
but this Rolex that he has on, that Rolex goes all the way back to when she was in school and trying to let these people know what was going on with her.
Okay, okay.
So just think about it really quick. As soon as old girl tried to give all this information or try to go after this teacher man, he took his Rolex off and beat her.
Oh yeah, okay.
So just want to make sure you know. They're talking about, he's talking about passing the teacher test or whatever kind of test.
Right.
He's trying to be like his daddy.
Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that we understood what that Rolex meant. This is the stuff I wish I would have known when I first saw it, because all of this was
Right.
so confusing to me. So that's that. She's on this thing is so freaking intricate. Okay.
Yes, very much so. Like the writer who wrote this is like, I don't even know where your mind is at, Miss Ma'am or Sir, but it's
Okay.
somewhere. Okay.
Whoever you may be. But next, she got caught. Boone got caught dumpster diving, trying to see if we can find some more stuff to piece together of shredded documents from the
And whose
chairman.
documents are she putting together? Is it the Weather Girl's documents and her husband's documents? Because that's what it
Mm-mm.
seems like.
It's not. It's actually the chairman. And this
Okay.
chairman, um, how should I say? I believe the reason why she's going after him is because, a lot of upper people, they are involved with, payola and things of that nature, right?
Gotcha.
So she's trying to, see if she can get him caught up in something, possibly getting information.
Oh,
So that's what she's doing. She's getting information, and because she used to work in his house, as you can, or tutor one
okay.
of his kids, and
Okay.
of course that was meant to be. She made sure of that.
Mm.
Um, and then the lady that catches her. Um, this is a new lady. Her name is Kang Hyung Nam, and when she catches Moon, she doesn't go off too much on her. She said, "I
Nope.
said you've been doing this since the fall. Okay,
Okay.
you're
Half a
methodical.
year.
You've been doing this. Okay,
Okay.
what you out here trying to do? Okay, what you think about that moment?
I thought it was very interesting. For some reason, from even before she started talking, I
Hmm.
felt like she was going to help Moon out. I really
Really?
did feel like, because she didn't seem like a bad character, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
she seemed like a very sympathetic character in this series. And so when she talked to her, and she wasn't even like coming at her in a way that would make you feel like she was trying to intimidate her or make her feel like she was caught. And that's what made me feel like she wanted to help her out. Now, I'm not exactly sure who her husband is. I really didn't pick up on that, but I
We
know
haven't
she
met him
wants
yet.
him. Okay, okay, I kind of figured that. Yeah, so, but I really did think that she wanted to help her out, like as soon as she saw her, because in this particular series, everything is obvious. Everything is really obvious.
Yeah.
So when I didn't get any type of vitriol or any type of negative feeling towards Moon in that moment, I kind of knew she was going to try to help her out.
I love how you say that everything is obvious. And
It is.
it's like it feels like the bulk of intentions are obvious on this show. It's just that you don't know the backstory as to why the intentions are the way that we see that it could be.
Exactly. And so I
Yeah.
feel like if this was like an American series, one of these people was going to turn at some point in this series. And so I'm thinking, is that going to happen? But the only way that people could turn is if they turn from evil to good.
Absolutely.
Because, well, I mean, Moon is already turning from good to evil, but I mean, it is what it is. But
There's some retribution, you know what I mean?
right, exactly. So I don't know if that really is should be classified as a turn per se. But yeah,
She's been
everything.
cultivated into that. How about that?
Yes, very much so. But yes, like I said, everything in this series is so obvious, and that's why I'm so happy that it's easy to follow along with it, so you know what everyone's intentions really are.
Absolutely. And I'm kind of surprised to hear you say that. That you can kind of tell what's going on somewhat. You can see people's intentions from things, but I think it's because so much negativity has happened. And when you're
Exactly.
going through a story, it's like it's kind of easy to really hope that everybody's on the up and up the whole time.
Right. When I'm
Everybody that she meets afterwards, or every new character that we meet, we're hoping that everything's on the up and up.
at every turn in this series, I'm expecting something bad to happen. So there you go.
There you have it. And I think one of the last things that we need to mention is the apartment that she got. She got a call,
Yes, she
and
did.
she got her apartment. Now this is actually, Jonathan, the same apartment that she was in at the beginning of the first episode. The same one.
Okay, okay, gotcha, gotcha.
So she was basically talking about her story from that space. So is there anything that you noticed about the apartment?
I noticed the location of the apartment. I noticed that it is right across from Miss Weather Girl. I thought that was extremely interesting. I think my jaw dropped when I
Okay.
saw old girl's house. I was like, oh, honey, this is
the
getting
the
juicy.
whole balcony is just taking a gander into her whole backyard.
Like she can spy on that woman anytime she wants to, see exactly what she's doing, seeing her humping her husband in the bathroom, and
If she wants.
anything she wants. She can see the little child running around in the front yard. She can see anything
Okay.
she wants to.
All of that. And I don't know if you remember her talking about that, but when Park Young Jin, the weather girl, she was like, I just love this yard. It looks expensive, and when you look at it, you see that it's expensive. Like,
She said in the light it looks expensive, and in the
and in the
dark it looks
dark,
even more
more
expensive.
expensive. You
Mm,
remember that, child?
yes,
Like,
of course I did.
child. And that's what uh Dong Moon has access to right now, is to see that backyard. Um,
She got access to that lady's entire life now, like almost literally,
yeah.
except when she going to work.
Except, and I'm
And
just so
she watches her while she at work too. She said she watches
yeah,
the weather every day. She said every day. I watch the
yeah.
show every day.
Oh, and, and speaking of Weather Girl, she was able to get a whole promotion thing from her husband, their company, for them to
Yes,
do buy some ads
buy some
so she can
ads
use that as leverage for when her contract runs out and it's time to sign
so
another
she can
contract.
get
And
her
he was
better
like, "Well, if
contract.
it's money that will solve the
Right.
problem,
That's not an issue.
I get
It
that.
is.
I get. Ooh, ciao. But that was episode 2.
It was. It. This got me because I kind of lost interest a little bit over the time
Okay.
that I had not been watching it. But when I watched the second episode today, it reeled me right back in. Right
What
on.
reeled you back in? What reeled you back in?
It was the ending.
Yeah, because it's
It was
getting
the ending.
real.
Because when I saw that house, honey, when I saw that house, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna get good." Now, I'm not expecting too much action until like way down the road. I'm not gonna set myself up thinking that something exciting or big is gonna happen in like episode 8 or 9 or 10.
Hmm.
But I know once we get to about 13, 14, 15, that's when we gonna start picking up. But that's what I'm
Jonathan,
assuming. But you don't have to tell me whether I'm right or wrong. But that's what I'm assuming.
you, I want to tell you. Can I tell you?
You can tell me.
You don't have to wait that long.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
gonna be
Cool.
popping off. It's like what I saw in my head was a spider web.
Mm,
When you start off with a spider web, the spider's just going around and around and building up the spider web as things go.
right.
That's what she's doing in this. Her meeting with, I'm going to say this man's name. And you should see this picture that he has on Google. He looks so cute. He got his dimples and he got the short hair and stuff like that. But
Okay.
but his name on the show is Sun Myung Oh, and her meeting with him is just the beginning. Her meeting with the resident doctor is just the beginning. Her meeting with old dude with the Rolex,
Yes.
just the beginning. Her being in the other aisle at the bookstore
It's just the
from
beginning.
Young Jin Park's
Mm-hmm.
husband is just the beginning. All of it is just the beginning. Even with her being with Young Jin Park's child, just the
Yes.
beginning.
That
And
was actually a little scary. Like she kind
mhm,
of scared me in that moment because I picked up that this was probably old girl's daughter when I saw that. I was
yeah.
like, "Ooh, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? Lord, I'm nervous."
And let me tell you, you have a right to be nervous. Okay. You have every right. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll lean into that nervousness.
Yes, lean into it. To be honest, I'm very excited to watch another episode. If you don't want to wait to watch another episode so we can do another episode, let me know, Jonathan, so that we can get into this. Like I said, I binged this thing more than once. But anywho, I thank you guys so much for joining us today. This was our talk on Netflix The Glory episode number 2. And once again, thank you guys for joining us. Because actually, I actually saw like 22 people watch this thus far
Oh, all
on the
right.
first one. Yeah. So please like the video, like the video, and also put something in the comments. Let us know how you feel about the show if you have watched it, and if you haven't watched it, let us know what you think about it, and see if you would like for us to tell these stories just a little bit more. We are going to tell the whole series. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
just let me know what you guys are thinking. uh Jonathan, I'm pulling up your banners here so that you can let us know about you.
Awesome. So you guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. You can also email me, williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. I also have my own YouTube channel called JoJo Speaks. It's a channel where we talk about the latest hot topics and social commentary and happenings and goings on at 9:30 every single Thursday night. So join us at 9:30 every single Thursday night. I record with Jennifer. I record with my brother-in-law Tyrone, as well as our good friend Mike, Mr. Real 121. So join us on Thursday nights at 9:30. JoJo Speaks on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, comment, press
All that
notification bell, all
jazz.
that good stuff.
Yes, and I am the Light of the Leo. I am on TikTok and I'm on Instagram as at the Light of the Leo, and also you can find me on YouTube right here at the Light of the Leo. Um, we talk about a lot of empowering things, making sure that you are good for you if you like to be empowered. And now we're also talking about Netflix The Glory and other things that JoJo's making me watch. So I thank you guys for joining us. Go ahead and follow me on my on all of our platforms and everything like that. Thank you guys. Let me just send some love to you. Mwah. Y'all have a great day.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.